Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tom here for Casual TCG, and I know it's been a long time since we made a new video, and I want to apologize for that. Honestly, the holiday season is tough for everybody, and the new year started off, and I was pretty busy with work and other things. I have a ton of different projects on my plate, but I did want to make a new video specifically because I have discovered a new casual format for Magic the Gathering. This is not to say that I've invented it in any way, but that I've never played it before, and I just started playing it. And that format is Commander. Commander is probably one of the most popular casual formats for Magic the Gathering. It has a huge fan base. There are, tons of people that play it, tons of people that make videos for it, content creators all over the place, like Command Zone. So definitely go check those guys out if you want more Commander content. It's also one of the only formats that's a casual format, but is also specifically backed up by Wizards. They've actually created Commander sets. They've created product for this casual format, and I think that's super cool. Obviously, we've reviewed the latest Commander set on this show, on this YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it. But, it's a super fun format, and it sort of plays to everything I love about Magic. My biggest issue with Magic the Gathering multiplayer was that I used to play multiplayer kitchen table Magic with my friends, and we didn't have any rules. There were no rules in place. There was me playing a pre-built deck that I bought at Walmart versus my friend's, artifact deck with really broken cards, and another one of my friends was playing Tron, it was the wild, wild west, essentially, of kitchen table Magic, and I fucking hated it. I couldn't stand it because it was just so obnoxious. These people would become unstoppable on turn 3 or 4, and I was playing dirtily, 4-drop 3/3s. Not exactly the best thing in the world. I was basically playing a limited deck, and everyone else was playing giant, cheesy monsters of Vintage and Legacy. And so that really turned me off to multiplayer Magic for a long time. I just stopped playing multiplayer Magic altogether. And the better I got at Magic, the more I realized that multiplayer Magic can be really, really fun with a certain, a rule set. And Commander, I think, does that perfectly. So, I'm gonna go over the deck that I bought, or the deck that I was given, actually, because as I say, I was really turned off with Magic, multiplayer Magic, and then one of my friends bought me a Commander deck. So I was like, well, I guess we have to play Commander. I have no choice now. And I had worn a Simic t-shirt to the Battle for Zendikar pre-release, and he saw that, and he said, okay, well, I'll buy him the Simic Commander 2015 deck, which has Azuri, as the commander, and he'll enjoy that. So I have that deck, and we've already reviewed most of the new cards for that deck on the set review, which you can find in the description below. But it's still a really cool deck. Now, obviously, the deck needs work, the pre-built deck. You can play it right out of the box, but if you're gonna really have fun with it, I would suggest you take out some of the cards and put in other cards. Specifically, any card that's like 3, 4, 5 power, because the commander specifically works on creatures with 2 or less power, and unless you're getting like an 8/8 or a 10/10, it's probably not worth not synergizing with your commander. There's some examples where it is, some where it's not. Generally want to build the deck around the commander, and so I took out most of the cards that had more than 2 power, that weren't ridiculous. Obviously there are some cards that are just really, really good. Like, I put in Avenger of Zendikar, for example, who is more than a 2 power creature, but he puts into play a bunch of 1/2s. There's 0/1s initially, but then he makes them 1/2s every time a land comes onto the battlefield. So, but it's just an example of tailoring that deck to make it a little bit better. Wizards obviously doesn't print, they're working on a bunch of different things. First of all, they're working on wanting to put new cards in the format, and they're also working within budget restrictions, because if they print a perfect commander deck, it's going to drop the price of all the cards in it by a substantial amount, because these commander decks are only, $15, $20, however much it is. So they can't make them perfect, but that doesn't stop you from. You can obviously do that as much as you want, and that's what I ended up doing. It's a very, very fun deck. I love green blue. I wouldn't say I'm a Simic mage or anything, but I do really enjoy the colors, and I enjoy what you can do with that. I actually I googled some suggestions to figure out how to make the deck better, and I found an infinite combo with the Sage of Hours, I think his name is. It's a Theros block, heroic blue creature, 2-drop, 1/1 with heroic, which means every time you target it with a spell or ability, it gains +1/+1 counter, a +1/+1 counter, and then it has an activated ability where you can remove all the counters from it, and for every 5 counters you remove, you play an extra turn. Now, you combine that with Azuri's effects, and every time you play a creature, you get a experience counter. We've already talked about this in the set review, so I'm going to make it quick, but basically, at the beginning of combat every turn, as long as you have Azuri on the field, a creature you control gets +1/+1 counters equal to your experience counters. So, if you have more than 5 experience counters, and you have Azuri and Sage of Hours on the field, you get infinite turns. Which is amazing. That's really cool. Needless to say, I didn't even realize that until I started playing my first game, and I drew Sage of Hours, and I read the card, and I said, wait a second. I get an extra turn, and also I get 5 counters every turn, and then I can remove those 5 counters to get an extra turn. Yeah, I think I'm just going to win. And one of my friends had a card out. It's a legendary creature from... Oh, jeez. I don't remember exactly. Conflux, maybe. It's a legendary creature that whenever an opponent plays a spell, it deals damage to them equal to its converted mana cost. And he said, oh, well, you have infinite turns? Well, this guy will just kill you every time you play a spell. And I'm like, well, I'm not just going to play spells. Obviously, I'm going to wait until I draw the one card that can deal with him, get rid of him, and then win the game. So that shut him up a little bit. But then, obviously, he, tragic slipped my Sage of Hours, and that was that. But, that's why I like Commander. It's sort of all the best things about Magic without all of the problems. I.e., you can have really broken cards, you can have infinite combos, you can have really cheesy, really stupid, really janky synergies, but at the same time, one, it's a singleton format, so you don't have to worry about someone being like, okay, well, I have a guaranteed turn-win combo, I just need to draw this one hand, and I have a really good chance of doing that because I have 4 of all the combo pieces. The chance that if you have a 2-card combo, there's a pretty good chance that the first card is going to be on the top of your deck and the second card is going to be on the bottom of your deck. And unless you specifically build like a Silver Bullet, Tutorish Commander deck, you're probably not going to be drawing that every game. So even though I have an infinite combo in my deck, A, it's really hard to assemble. B, it can be dealt with in a myriad of different ways. You can remove Azuri, you can remove Sage of Hours, you can Vampire Hexmage, my Sage of Hours. You can do a bunch of different things. I wouldn't suggest Vampire Hexmaging it, but still, I'm saying you can. You could even stifle the triggers. There's things you can do. And also, it's a multiplayer format, so it's not just, oh, well, I have this infinite combo, look at me, do you have something to deal with it? Can I just demonstrate a loop and win here? It's, can anyone at the table do anything about it? If no one at the table can do anything about it, ding, 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 you win the lottery, you win the game. But that's probably not going to be the case. Unless I have a ton of counters in my hand, I'm probably not going to let that, or I'm probably not going to have that Sage of Hours resolve. And I'm especially not going to have the triggers resolve. That was a big thing. They would in response to the triggers, they would just kill my Sage of Hours in some way. So... yeah, I love Commander. It seems super fun. Yeah, there are some really, really broken things in Commander, but the game gets better the more people you have in it because there's more answers. It's more of, oh, well, Billy played this 2-drop creature that's really, really broken, and he's going to win the game if we don't all do something about it. That's where the political side becomes a pro. Political stuff can be a con as well. Political stuff can be, oh, well, you do something that you think is beneficial to yourself, and then everyone bitches about it the whole game and then kills you in, the next turn, and then you sit out, and that sucks. Nobody wants to do that. That's part of the beast, though. That's just part of the game we play. And I think it's more of a benefit than a downside, so it's just something we're going to have to live with. But that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm curious to see how many of you guys play Commander, because I know it's a popular format. Obviously, the Commander products that Wizards have been printing are wildly successful. I'm just curious how prominent it is, especially online. I know, obviously, a lot of people play Standard. I think Standard is the most popular format. But Commander's really popular in terms of casual formats. There's really only a couple. You know, there's like Kitchen Table Magic, which is Cowboys and Indians, you know, sort of vintage without all the actual power cards. Unless your friends are, you know, either really rich, really old, or really using proxies. And then there's Commander and Tiny Leaders, which is another video I'm going to have to make sometime down the line once I actually build a Tiny Leaders deck. And there's Singleton. There's Singleton Highlander, which is basically just Commander without the Commander. But I can't think of that many other casual formats in Magic. I'm sure there are, but you know, Commander's definitely one of the most popular. That's for sure. So just let me know. Let me know if you guys play Commander. What's your favorite Commander? And what do you guys think of the latest Commander set? Because I'm really enjoying it. I like the experience counters. I will say, as a new player to the format, I'm not used to having to have your Commander out. Like there was some confusion between experience counters and activated abilities or triggered abilities, on the Commanders, because some players would have their experience counters and think that their triggered abilities still trigger even though their Commanders aren't on the battlefield. There was some confusion there for new players, but beyond that, I think the product is really great. I like the new decks. I really love this new format, and I'm hosting more events for it. You know, I've had probably 3 different Commander events in the past 2 weeks hosted at my house, so it's super, super fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and we'll be back next time with more casual card game videos. See you guys later.